Hello everybody and welcome to episode 18 of It's All About Vinyl with me, Mark Roland.
And me, Push.
We are the co-founders of Electronic Sound Magazine. And there's a new magazine in the shop right now, and we'll have a little look at this later. More of a talk about it than a look at it, TBH.
Yeah. Right.
On account of us not really having any printed...
No, we don't have any, because we're recording this before this goes out, so we haven't actually got them in yet.
It's the secret behind the podcast.
But it has, in fact, been out for a few days now.
Yeah.
So
we'll have a little chit-chat about that. But first, we've got a little bit of housekeeping,
right.
If that's the right word for it.
What do you mean, then? What is it?
You see, I'm backing out now. I don't know if it's actually housekeeping. Housekeeping's more when
somebody... Is it to do with how much money you owe me and things like that? And that's housekeeping, isn't it?
Oh, I see. That kind of house. That's very 1950s, isn't it?
No, but admin is what you mean, isn't it, by housekeeping?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
I think so.
That's the only bit of admin that interests me.
I'm not convinced it's actually admin either.
Oh, okay.
It's just something that I said last time that I thought I should clear up.
Oh, okay.
What's that? What?
Right, okay.
What would you call that?
Actually, talking about last time as well, I've got something from last time as well. So you go first.
Revision.
You go.
Okay, so that I mentioned a Pavement track.
Right.
Because he sings about Geddy Lee.
Yes.
And of course, Pavement fans out there will have been screaming at their YouTube or their Spotify, whatever, saying, it's stereo. Of course it's stereo, the track. There's a huge Pavement track where Steve Malkmus sings, "What about the voice of Geddy Lee? How did it get so high? I wonder if he speaks like an ordinary guy. I know him, and he does. And you're my fact-checking cuz."
That's very good.
That's how that goes.
Right,
very
brilliant,
good.
Brilliant.
We should probably do a top 5 Pavement albums at some point.
Okay.
What's your one? I said that knowing damn well that you've probably never listened to it.
Slanted and Enchanted.
Okay, that's just the first one that came into your head, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Do you know that album?
Yep.
Ah.
I remember seeing them around that time. Playing with Sonic Youth, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that sounds likely.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple of Pavement albums.
Yeah.
But not hugely familiar with them.
Yeah.
But that was a good record. That was the one I know best.
Yeah.
And they were great live.
Yeah. Very
really
good. Yeah.
Okay. So that's your housekeeping, is it?
Yes, and I've got some more feedback.
Can I just say...
But before the feedback...
I'm told that while I was rambling about Bob Dylan quite a lot, you were doing some impersonations of Bob Dylan. I might have
thrown a couple in there.
I ignored.
Yeah.
Do you want to... I'm giving you the floor now, then.
Well, this is the thing, you see.
You can't do them on demand.
I'm not a performing monkey, Push.
Can you do a Geddy Lee impersonation?
No. You see,
what would that be like? Just imagine what that would be like.
It's like if you're a stand-up comedian.
How high do you have to go?
And somebody says,
"Tell us a joke."
Tell us a joke. It's very difficult. Yeah. So you just have to catch.
Perhaps you could throw one in. Perhaps a Dylan impersonation at some point.
You never know if the
moment comes up.
If it strikes me out, it will come.
Okay.
I mean, I did like my favourite Bob Dylan moment is from the Beatles. Is it the Beatles? I might be getting confused. There's the Maisel Brothers documentary, Beatles in America, which is fantastic. And I'm wondering whether it's in that where there's a scene with John Lennon and Bob Dylan in the back of a car. But I'm not sure it is, actually. I think it might be a Bob Dylan documentary.
This is a bit like the Pavement and Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
I thought what you were going to say was, actually, I said about Pavement and Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a completely different band, and it wasn't Geddy Lee, it was Ian Pace from Deep Purple.
So I'm probably going to have to come back next time with some housekeeping to clear up this, where my favourite Bob Dylan bit comes from. But it's where he's in the back of a car.
Right.
I think it must be in London, I think.
Right.
Mid-60s.
Uh-huh.
And he says, "Why are they booing? I hate it when I don't like when they're booing." Do you know that? Does that ring any bells?
No.
Uncanny, though, wasn't it?
It wasn't as good as your Anthony Hopkins. That's the one.
Okay.
That's the one for me.
I might have to do a bit of work on the Dylan.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet was good. Did you watch that?
I didn't see it, but I heard it was very, very good, yeah.
It was good, actually.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know if Dylan kind of obsessives they'd probably find loads of problems with it, and I'm sure it's factually condensed and wrong.
No doubt.
But it's quite good. Yeah.
So anyway, feedbacks.
Don't you have a...
That was it.
Oh, that was it. I got you. My impersonations.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Alpha Stare 23 said...
Alpha Stare?
Alpha Stare.
Is that his age?
Could be.
Or the year he was born?
Could be. I mean, that would make him 3, so that's fairly unlikely.
103.
Yeah. Oh, he could be. Anyway,
more our age group.
Yes, deep into this one. This is episode 16. You mentioned interviewing Doug McKechnie.
Oh, right. Yes.
He says.
Oh, what a lovely man.
He said, "Is that available anywhere?" And yes, it is.
Have we got that issue
Alpha
still?
Stare 23. It's online.
Oh, okay.
So if you go to electronicsound.co.uk, and you'll go to our website, our editorial website.
Yeah.
Search for Doug McKechnie, and you'll find it.
Is it publicly available?
I have made it.
Oh, brilliant.
Publicly available, so anyone can read that one. A lot of the stuff is behind a paywall, which if you wanted to pay, I think it's £5 a month.
£5 a month, and you get tons of stuff to look at as well.
Virtually all of the features we've ever done, and quite a lot of the big album reviews, all sorts of bits and pieces.
Live sessions,
all the live sessions are on there
as well.
Yeah.
So £5, it's a bargain.
So and very helpful for us if you wanted to do that.
Yeah. So that's great that you've made it.
So
made it available anyway.
Read it. So I'll put a link in the comment in the whatever.
He was one of my favourite ever interviews. He was such a great talker, telling all his amazing stories. Yeah, brilliant story.
Yeah.
And just a really fun guy, a really fun kind of guy.
Yeah.
And still very active doing stuff.
I love those counterculture guys that sort of still flying the flag for the madness of that era, I think.
Yeah.
I was talking to my daughter actually yesterday about avant-garde artists and people on the sort of operating on the outside of things. We were talking about this really quite obscure late 60s Japanese film, which is pushed a lot of buttons back in the day. And I was saying how you'll often find people who are involved in the avant-garde doing way out things who are rejected quite roundly by mainstream society while they were doing their stuff. They always feel like really modern people, even if it was happening in the 50s or the 20s or anything like that, because the way they're thinking is on a different level. And I get the impression that he is one of those chaps.
Yeah.
But he says those SF Moog comps are well worth seeking out. Apparently his Moog, one of the earliest with a sequencer, ended up with Christopher Franke of Tangerine Dream, which does ring a bell.
That rings a bell as well, yeah, certainly. I wish I'd revisited that interview, because I must have done that interview 6-7 years ago.
It was quite a while back, yeah.
So I can't remember too many of the details of it, but there was all kinds of mad stories, like living next door to the head of the American Nazi Party at one point. He was trying to do a film about this guy, and they moved in down the street from him. I mean, this was before, and then, getting the Moogs, and he got that. He got into Moogs through his flatmate at the time, and
right, that's right.
And they were like half dozen Moogs in existence, and they got one of them.
Yeah,
he was in San Francisco. That's where they were. That's where Doug was based.
I think that's where Alpha Stare 23 is also based.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Amazing. Brilliant.
He was involved in a project in the 90s that involved playing the Golden Gate Bridge.
That's right.
Here in San Francisco.
That's right.
I have a CD of that. He's still around doing music.
Yeah. He did. I mean, had a whole thing about doing over the last kind of 10, 15 years maybe. He would dress up as Father Christmas every Christmas. And do something. I can't think what it was. Again, it's probably in the piece, but he would do something, kind of charity work or whatever. But he loved doing that. He loved kind of dressing up. He had a big white beard. He's got a big white beard anyway. So, but yeah, just a thoroughly good bloke.
Well, we'll put a link to that in the bit where you put links and stuff on the YouTube and Spotify and stuff. So, he also says, Alpha Stare 23, that short Altamont set he did is on YouTube, so we'll stick the link to that up as well.
Cool.
There was an extensive essay from Chem69 which you'll excuse me if I don't read it all out because it's quite lengthy with lots of points, but trust that it's read, and some of it's very amusing. He talks about the fact that a lot of his mates in the 70s got into terrible heavy metal, Saxon, Judas Priest. It's a very funny story, but I won't retell it just here. One great track on bad albums, he says, not quite the same, but I can think of 2 acts where I love only one track, so their whole catalogue, I think. And he says, I think the rest of their work is Turgid Guff.
Oh, okay.
Dakota by Stereophonics. I would certainly agree with Turgid Guff with Stereophonics. I interviewed them once.
Right.
They were playing some festival in Holland, and I interviewed them in this godforsaken, windswept field. They were really miserable. Not as miserable as me having to interview them, though. They were so dull.
Oh, gosh, really?
Oh, God, it was so boring. I think it was before that first drummer left. I don't think they were getting on with each other. I don't think they particularly wanted Melody Maker to be there.
Right.
And I didn't want to be there.
That's always fun.
Yeah, gosh, yeah, I've had that more than once. Yeah, interviews we did where they didn't want us to be there. That'll be a good one. And Spin the Black Circle by Pearl Jam, their tribute to the 7-inch single. I guess they both have albums containing these tracks, which may fall into the category, but hey, life's too short.
Yeah.
And I can't get with Pearl Jam.
No, I can't either. I didn't at the time.
Can't
didn't
stick
at the
it.
time. No.
Yeah. He says one example of this is Johnny Boy. I don't know this. The album, the single is You Are the Generation Who Bought More Shoes and You Get What You Deserve, which is a brilliant title for a record. So we'll have to check that out. He says it's one of the great pop singles, great title too, but their self-titled album was disappointing.
Don't know them at all.
So, yeah, don't know them. Then he goes on to talk a little bit about festivals. He's never been to one, and he agrees with you. He thinks it's the worst place to see a band. Couldn't be less interested. Vinyl.
Right.
I'm going to just read this bit out because perhaps this is something we could discuss at some point. Maybe we'll get some feedback to discuss this idea, but possibly heretic this, he says, but I hate the vinyl LP industry as it is now. It is merely designed to fleece men of a certain age with more disposable income than sense to splash out 50 quid on a record they have 3 copies of already. Many of these are faux limited editions on badly pressed coloured vinyl. Don't get me wrong, I have a loft full of vinyl albums from the 80s and 90s, which I never play, as I have joined the modern world and have them on CD or digitally. Much more convenient, far cheaper, sound better. Yes, they do. Take up less space and more portable. I like how he dealt with that argument. Sound better. Yes, they do. Take up less space, more portable. Ever get the feeling you've been cheated?
Well, I tell you what, because obviously you hear a lot and have done for quite a few years now about the vinyl revival. Right,
yeah.
But I do wonder who is buying them. I mean, So I don't do this very often, but a couple of years ago, I used to go into HMV quite a bit. You know, going back to 10, 15 years ago, CDs and stuff. I'm still a big CD buyer, mainly secondhand these days. But I went into HMV because for a little while, HMV was stocking Electronic Sound.
That's right, yeah.
Just a very short period because it was appalling. We didn't sell hardly anything. And they treated the magazines dreadfully. They used to stuff them into these kind of wire kind of things horrible. That would spin round.
Yeah, we thought it would be kind of good, but it was
appalling. Anyway, I remember going into HMV at that time, and obviously HMV is a lot of vinyl. And, there's not many people of my age in HMV, because they're selling a lot of balloons and kind of,
toys,
manga things.
Animals.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's kids kind of going in there. So it was kids who were looking at them, but there were a lot of them looking at, and they were pulling out things like Nirvana and things like that. So I think I do take his point, and I think he's almost certainly right, but I think there are kids buying it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of an industry, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, he goes on to say, conversely, I still buy and love 7-inch singles, relatively cheap, neat size, collectible. the perfect format for pop music. Of course, I don't play them either, as they usually come with download codes. But they are aesthetically pleasing. Yes, I am a hypocrite. This love for 7 inches is not an attempt to butter up electronic sound.
Do you know, I had a thought the other day about doing like a special. I thought about it like, oh, this would be an interesting feature. And I thought, actually, could you do a whole kind of magazine about it, just as a one-off thing, about the way that people listen to music? And I was thinking, talk to artists. So how do they listen to music? I'm not going to let's do. How do you listen to music? What formats do you use, and how do you do it?
If I'm to, well, what's the point of being anything other than completely honest? I would say 80% of my listening is streaming.
Right.
And 20% album, vinyl.
Vinyl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and some, less often CDs, but my CDs are in boxes in my loft, most of them.
And where do you stream? What do you use to stream?
I use Spotify at the moment.
Right.
We've got a family account,
right.
So there's 4 of us using it, which I find is super useful for when you're writing and you're having to do research. I listened to that Bob Dylan album on Spotify.
Right.
Though we have been talking about maybe changing to Apple because apparently it's better.
Right.
I don't really know.
Right.
And I listen on YouTube.
Right.
And not listening to music, but we watch quite a lot of music content.
So
on YouTube.
What would you do? You would
the telly.
Put on. You would Google. You would kind of search for something, for an album
on Spotify,
on YouTube.
On YouTube, well, the television experience of YouTube, where you sort of suggest stuff and you've got your playlists. This is more my wife's territory, really.
Right.
She likes to look at snippets from gigs that she couldn't go to.
Oh, okay.
So when you were saying the other week about put your phone away.
Yeah.
It was at the very end of it, so I didn't have a chance to sort of counter that in any way. But one of the advantages of people filming bits of gigs is that they put them online.
Yeah.
And then if you couldn't be there, you can watch bits.
Yeah.
But it has to be said, they do sound diabolical.
Yeah.
For the most part, they're not really great. But it's interesting, the YouTube flow of music appreciation and fandom is very strong. I think.
Yeah.
And there's lots of like that Doug McKechnie.
Yeah.
That obscure stuff like that. I listened to John Lennon and Yoko Ono with. At Cambridge 1969 when they did this experimental shouting piece for half an hour with John Stevens playing drums, and there's snippets of that on YouTube.
Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? What is there, what you can find.
How about you?
I came across
CD mostly.
Well, yeah, but just to finish about that, I came across some Cardiac stuff the other day because I'd been searching for Cardiac's live stuff from the 80s for a long, long time, on and off, every few months. Just quickly, could never find anything. But there was something uploaded not that long ago of large chunks of a whole gig of them doing the whole kind of theatrical thing. They used to end with this big theatrical thing. And it was all on there. It was brilliant to see it. So this stuff does surface, more regularly than you imagine. You think, that stuff isn't up there. But then check again a year later and it may well be whatever it is you're looking for. So I don't listen to CDs. So I buy CDs. I get a lot of downloads sent to me. They all go into my iTunes library. And I use my library.
iTunes?
Yep.
Do you know that
Apple
iTunes?
Music.
Okay. I was just going to say iTunes.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
You wind that up.
Apple Music.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know what it's bloody called because I don't use it as a streaming.
So you
thing.
download you.
So if I'll buy a CD, I'll stick it on.
Rip it.
I'll rip it straight away.
Like it's 2000.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But what I do is I like to listen to. It's just how I do it. It's just how, I stick it then on my phone. It's on my phone. It's at home on the computer, wherever. I can listen to it through the speakers, nicely, properly. Yeah. It's decent quality.
And you can have it, you can.
I can have it in my ears if I want to just do that.
Yeah.
But I use the library and I've got maybe, I think about 30,000 tracks in the library that I then use. And I'm forever finding other stuff that I want to put in there. And because we get sent a lot of downloads, and a lot of them I don't keep, obviously, but the ones I do want to keep, they go into that library as well. So that's how I use the library. And I'm in the habit of keeping the play count up all the time. So I always know how many times I've played something. And I will go through a period of going, I'm going to listen to stuff I've only listened to once that's in here.
Okay.
And I'll spend like a few weeks probably just only things I've listened to once.
Bottom of the pops.
So but that's great because you kind of go, oh, that's brilliant. And then you find, oh, I've listened to it 5 times now because I kept listening to it at that point in time.
Yeah, interesting.
I play vinyl a bit, but not much.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said in this modern world of ours for ownership and actually having it, because you never know what is going to happen with stuff getting yanked off streaming services. I know it happens all the time with films where you think, oh, I'll watch that film, in a couple of weeks, and then you go back to watch it and it's gone. And I think that happens less with music, but it does happen. And also, if you haven't got an internet connection, you can't listen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting.
I just what I thought was, if you talk to 1,000 artists and all answered a questionnaire about how they listen and why they listen to certain things at certain times, what is it about them, you could actually put together quite an interesting kind of thing.
That could be interesting.
Documentation.
Yeah. One thing I would say for a lot of the sort of underground or sort of non-major label, non-mainstream stuff that we write about, if you buy the vinyl of a lot of those artists who are doing it, 500 or even 300. By buying the vinyl, you are really helping.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps much. Streams are great. Yeah. But it doesn't earn anybody any money.
No,
but buying an album will actually put money in the artist's pocket.
For sure.
And I do consider that. At gigs, if they've got a merch stall and they're selling the vinyl, I'll often buy it if I quite like them.
One thing that I do online where I do listen to a lot of music is Bandcamp. I really love Bandcamp. I go down that rabbit hole quite a lot.
It's incredible how much good music there is on there.
And I will buy it.
Yeah,
I will buy them. Perhaps just the digital thing,
But again, they get most of that.
They get most of that, and so I'll often try and bung a couple of extra dollars into it as well if I can.
No, that's great.
But I think that's it for me really. So online it's Bandcamp, but it's quite a lot of it.
I think I know Chem69 here sort of makes an allusion to the people saying it's a nice product, and I do think that's got a lot to do with it. There's no doubt there's something about a record and the act of purchasing it and then getting it out and looking at it, which connects to some sort of primal memories that you've got from when you first got into music.
No, 100%.
And I think that, there's a real pleasure in that, but it's getting more and more expensive.
It is, but then again, that's why I think that's partly why I quite like digging around it for CDs, because it is digging. I don't go out. I go to a place in Norwich. There's 2 or 3 places in Norwich I go, and I tend to go there. I'll go once a month to each of these places, at least. And, I will spend an hour or 2 in those places, and I will be flicking through CDs. Not so much vinyl, because I want to be able to digitise it. I think I've got enough. I've got a lot of vinyl. I've got enough.
That is a problem.
And I'm not going out looking for, I want to buy the new whatever album. It's not that. It's what's in this shop at this moment in time that I fancy the look of.
Yes.
And I'm always quite happy if I find something, sometimes I'll buy things to complete or to increase the, it's a Traffic album. I've got 3 of the Traffic albums. I'll get that one as well now. So, you're kind of accumulating that way. But also I quite like it when you find things that are a bit unusual, So I'm not necessarily looking for the ones CDs at £3. I'm quite happy to pay 10, 15, 20 quid for a CD if it's something really special. So there's a couple of places that I know I can go to. I found a fantastic John Spencer Blues Explosion thing the other week, which was all of the kind of like limited edition singles that they put out on a compilation. And it was quite expensive, but it's like, no, that's perfect.
Okay,
that's a real bit of gold online there.
Well, very interesting. I'm sure there'll be some feedback on that, and we'd be very interested to hear.
I think it's how, because there's so many different ways you can listen to music now.
Yeah.
So
okay. There was one other comment that Chem69 made, which is 80s bangers, no problem with Mark's love for Madonna and Belinda Carlisle, ex-drummer with the Germs, but 5-star? Romford's try-hard tribute to the Jacksons? They were terrible, man. Disposable pop. Anyway, and I don't disagree. I do not disagree. But here's the thing. That song was written by Paul Gervitz.
From The Gun.
From The Gun. Before The Gun, Paul Gervitz was in The Knack. Not that Knack.
My Sharona.
Not that one.
Not that one.
The 1960s British R&B / psychedelia. The
Okay.
Knack. So Paul Gervitz was in The Knack with his brother, Adrian, between 64 and 68. British R&B based freak beat and psychedelic rock band from Ilford.
Fabulous.
After The Knack, they formed Gun.
The Gun.
Who had a big hit with
Race with the Devil.
Race with the Devil.
What an amazing... And they did one album, I believe, which I've got.
Okay, of course.
It's pretty good.
Have you got it on CD?
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And then after that, they had a thing together. I think it was called Gervitz Army. And then they joined forces with Ginger Baker and became the Baker Gervitz Army.
The Baker Gervitz Army. They're a great band. 3 albums, I believe.
I think so.
3.
Yeah.
First 2 are.
So while I fully understand the dismissal.
So Paul Gervitz co-wrote that 5-star track.
Find the Time. And if you listen to the guitar lick on it, which is what makes that track really good.
Right.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
Do you know what? If only Ginger Baker had been drumming on that track, that would have probably been made it then, wouldn't it?
Ginger Baker and 5-star.
Can you see that?
I can. I think that should have happened. History could have been changed at that moment.
Ginger Baker, though.
Ginger Baker.
I mean, such an amazing character.
You've seen the documentary, of course.
Yes.
Everyone's seen the documentary.
Everyone's seen the documentary.
So let's start with the director. He's got a black eye, or he's just punched him in the face.
Yeah, he was quite...
Yeah.
He was, quite a character.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So before, at the risk of going on too long, we should probably have a break.
We should.
But
we'll come back. We'll talk about
a new issue.
Yeah. Fab.
All right. If you're enjoying the podcast, you can support us by going to electronicsound.co.uk/shop and buying a back issue of the magazine, or you could buy a record. There's some CDs there. There's all sorts. Any purchase will really help us. So thank you very much. Hello, welcome back. We said we'd talk about the new issue of Electronic Sound, and so we shall. So this issue 140.
Wow. Okay.
Is all about. Well, it's kind of called The Wonderful World of Tape Loops.
I must admit that the cover I think is splendid.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that cover.
Yeah.
Cover, it's great. It kind of passes the poster rule. Would you put this on your wall?
Yeah, I mean, quite a lot of the covers we do on the mag are often quite dark, black backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is very light and bright and very quite different, but very much sort of in keeping with the Electronic Sound aesthetic, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, what it does, I think, is it takes an idea, i.e. the tape machine and the idea of tape loops, and has abstracted them to shapes and colours, and it's very attractive, and makes it just sort of a design statement in itself, which I think is great, and goes very nicely with the CD.
Yes,
which we got this month.
So
talking of CDs,
so we would do a 7-inch single with the magazine, based around the cover, whoever's on the cover. Occasionally we will do a CD. And generally when we do a CD, they are compilations, double CDs, and there will be maybe 30 different artists on there that we will kind of pick tracks from that are relevant to the cover story. I guess the most recent one that we've done of that would be last November, issue 131, I think it was, when we did
That's right.
Cold War Electronica, and we had 30 tracks of Cold War Electronica on a double CD. So this is not a double CD.
No, it's a
gatefold.
It is.
And it's pretty special in a way because it is one artist.
It's also been designed to be opened this way, which is quite novel. Yes, and it's Steve Reich.
So 2 classic pieces of tape music from Steve Reich.
I'm still in slight disbelief that we did
this. Yeah.
Because when we came up with the idea for doing an issue all about tape loops and tape as composition tool, I think is the...
Yeah.
It's not just... It is a bit about the invention of tape and how recording came about, but really it's about the idea that what tape allowed to happen, i.e. being able to cut it up and copy it and splice it, put it into loops, and this created the idea that sound can be cut up, re-edited, reality remixed and changed, and it gave birth to a new form of music in the form of musique concrète, which is Pierre Schaeffer and Pierre Henry. But more than that, I think it fundamentally shifted humanity's relationship with sound, because suddenly we're able to mess with it and make different things happen. And when you make different things happen with sound, different types of music come out of that. And really, the invention of tape and then the work that people like the Radiophonic Workshop did, Delia Derbyshire and John Baker and people in Maida Vale back then, and Steve Reich, all of it completely led to sampling, and sampling completely led to the digital studio, and the digital studio is how everything now is done.
But as we were saying, or you were saying in the editor's letter this month, because you and Vel wrote it this month, about it being the recording tools on your computer are exactly the same process as it was back in the 1940s.
Cut, copy, paste.
When magnetic tape was first. So, you got pieces of tape or pieces of sound going over a playhead.
That's right, That still is...
It's still what it is.
In most digital audio workstations, as they call them now, with a sort of laptop sequencing, that's the model that you see.
Yeah.
It's... when you can see the multi-tracks on top of one another running across.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can cut them up.
Yeah. But so the reason we did a CD was because we wanted these 2 particular Steve Reich tracks.
Yes.
And they are both long.
They are, yes.
So we couldn't put it on a 7-inch. There's no way. So how long are they?
It's about half an hour in all. Come out is about 13 minutes, and It's Gonna Rain is 17 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's... And these 2 pieces, as I said, I'm still in slight disbelief that I'm holding this, because I thought, what would be the thing? What would you really like to put with this issue of Electronic Sound?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, Steve Reich. But, he's one of the most well-regarded modern composers in the world.
Yeah.
It's his 90th birthday this year.
Yeah.
I don't even know how would you even go about that?
Yeah.
They're not going to, I don't know how to do that. These 2 pieces are so important. They're 2 of the most important pieces of music made in the 20th century. And then through my hard work and diligence.
Yes, of course. Long nights.
I found out
telephoning contacts in the United States.
That's right. Yeah, it was like a gumshoe. Hey, you got any Steve Reich? I found my way to the right people.
Yeah.
Boozy and Hawks.
Yeah.
And we started talking, and I told them what we wanted to do. And I had to go back to America and come back. It was quite long-winded, and I was sort of, oh my God, they're not saying no.
Yeah.
Normally it's like, no, I haven't heard anything, no.
Yeah.
And you go, okay. And then they said, yes.
Like Kraftwerk, for
yeah,
example.
exactly, yeah. But they said, yeah, we can do this. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't cheap,
no.
But it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so great to have those pieces. for your CD collection.
And I think it's the package. It works nicely. Yeah. It's lovely.
And the pieces themselves, I mean, it goes from the beginning of tape when this incredible story of this guy who he was a proofreader for books and a printer, and he proofread a book about the human ear and got really interested in it. And he thought, I wonder if I can make a kind of a human ear. This is in 1860?
1860, I think it was. Yeah.
So he made this kind of huge, sort of ornate wooden barrel type affair.
Yeah.
On the end of it, he had a needle attached to a membrane, and the needle would vibrate when he put his head in the other end of the barrel and sang or spoke.
They did a horn as well, didn't there? Wasn't there a horn in the barrel?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a whole... I guess it's like what we would recognise as a sort of like a 78, with 78s have a horn on it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it looks a bit like
a rhino horn or something.
And then then he would have a piece of paper that he made sooty with what's it called? Oil, lamp black. So you basically from a lamp that, and then this needle coming off the membrane, and he would sing in one end and it would scratch as it moved, and he would wind the sooty paper around, and to create a waveform.
So it was a visual representation of the sound wave.
Exactly.
It wasn't. You didn't hear anything.
No, and
you couldn't play it as such.
He was not trying to record as such.
No,
he just wanted to see it.
Yeah,
and that's what he did.
But he could. What he did was he moved sound out of it being sound into you could see sound.
You could suddenly see sound.
And if you can see sound like that, could you then replicate that?
Could you play it back?
And play it back.
That never occurred to him.
No, well, the technology wasn't there for him to be able to do it at that point in time.
Yeah.
Can you remember his name? It's he had a fantastic name, if I remember rightly.
It is an incredible name, and I am going to have to go back to the piece to find it.
Edouard Leon.
That's right.
De la...
Where are we? Oh, God, I'm in the wrong place. Edward Leon Scott de Martinville.
Scott de Martinville.
Scott de Martinville.
And he had it says in Ed's letter, he had some fancy facial hair to go with his fancy name. He
certainly did, yeah.
Great looking. And so that was the start of it.
So that was really the start. And that was kind of forgotten, that technology, and it was picked up again. Somebody found his sooty waveforms in Paris, I think, in an archive somewhere in 2008. It was called a phonautograph.
That's right.
So the autograph as in writing and phone as in sound. So it's the writing of the sound. And he did patent it, but I don't think anything really came of it.
We have a picture of it in the magazine, of the barrel thing.
It's an amazing looking thing. And so it was discovered, and then by this researcher, American audio historian, Patrick Feaster, and he found it, and he was able to play it back. And it's Edward de Scott de Martinville singing Claire de Lune. Claire de Lune, yeah. It's incredible. Yeah. And it's on YouTube. If you just search it up, you'll find it. It's really uncanny. But from that moment, I think that was the sort of foundational, as far as we're aware. Obviously, something else might pop up, but as far as we're aware, that's the first time.
And then, following on from that, you got the invention of magnetic tape.
Yes, it went through. There was the wax cylinder and all of that. There was quite a lot of various methods of recording.
Yeah,
the wax cylinder was the big one.
Yeah.
But tape.
Yeah.
1928. Yes.
Like that.
And that was invented. I mean, I don't want to redo the feature here.
Tell them to
that's
read
a
the
fantastic story.
Yeah.
The other story I really liked from it is that for a while they were experimenting with recording onto steel spools, and the BBC had one of these machines, and they did use it in the 30s to record a couple of things, but the results were disappointing.
Right.
Apparently it was a bit muddy, and they didn't really get the sonic quality from it that they were hoping for. But the machines were so dangerous that they put them in a room, and while they were operating, no one was allowed in there.
Why? What?
Well, because I'm assuming it's because the spools. If you imagine a dirty, great big spool of steel tape wrapped
Going
around,
round.
if that comes unspooled, the tension that's going to be under, it's going to be.
Yeah, that's severed head time.
Exactly, yeah. So that didn't take off.
Wow.
But audio tape was being developed in Germany.
Yeah.
And it was really perfected. It started to get known about. Then the war happened, and Germany. It was invented in Germany, and Germany shut it down. It became a kind of weapon of war in a way, or a technology of war, and was used in propaganda.
Yeah.
Sort of. One of the things it was used for was to record Hitler's speeches and then play them on the radio, and then Hitler would be somewhere else. While he was apparently in Berlin. The Allies might try and bomb him, but he wouldn't be there.
There was in the immediate aftermath of the Second World War, there was an amazing sweep of Germany that took place.
Yes.
By the Americans primarily.
Yeah.
And it was US naval intelligence that went through factory after factory.
Yeah.
And it's where ecstasy they found the original.
That's in your book about ecstasy.
It is, yeah. But
Push wrote a book about ecstasy.
I did.
We'll talk about that one day.
So one day we will. But this sweep, just every single bit of manufacturing, chemical, engineering stuff, patents that they just swept up, and the Germans the Americans just took the whole lot. And that was all back to America.
The interesting thing,
which is where the sort of the space mission stuff started.
Oh yeah,
from.
that's
where
right. Yes.
The rocket research that the Germans had done.
They swept up all the Nazi scientists as well, didn't they?
They certainly did. Yeah.
And said, "Oh yeah, no, you're all right. You can go back to America and help us invent rockets." Yes, and the guy who was part of that, one of his jobs was going into a radio station, and that's where he found tape machines, and the German staff was still there, and they showed him this thing, and he could not believe what he was hearing because the fidelity was so good. And he said that he took it apart. This is a bit. I think this part of the story is really interesting. There's more to be discovered there, I think. But he took these machines apart and the tapes, and he sent them back piecemeal, piece by piece, to his home address in America. And he stresses it was all above board. No, it's allowed and that. And you think, was it? Was that? Were you really supposed to just send that home? Why did you take it all apart? Anyway, and that then led to the development of the company Ampex.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was funded partly by Bing Crosby, which really was the moment that audio tape happened properly in the world. Incredible story.
Fabulous.
So it tells all of that in scintillating detail.
Indeed.
And very witty writing some by me.
Some by you and some by David Stubbs.
And also...
We also have two other little sections at the end as well, actually quite big sections, one of them. One on, I think it's 20 Essential Listens.
That's right, yes. That's written by Doug Shipton from that label. Finders Keepers, who we approached some time ago. They've released quite a lot of old, early tape music albums, and I thought he'd be a perfect person to sort
it's
of
great.
curate.
That's a really nice piece of writing. That those pieces are really good.
So he goes
really interesting
right back to Otto Luening and Vladimir Uzdechevsky's tape recorder music album, which was 1955.
Yeah.
Right through, so some fascinating stuff there.
And then we've got 30 current loopers.
Yeah. And
which is great as well.
So many interesting. Obviously, William Basinski is probably the guy.
Yeah.
He's amazing, by the way. If you have an opportunity to see him,
I've never seen him. No.
He was great. He's like Iggy Pop. he's within 5 minutes of start, he had his tape machines. And he's playing these loops and he's messing with them, and then he's got this jacket on. He's like 75 or something. He takes his jacket off. He's thin as a whip, really muscular, and he's got all these, and he's like writhing around. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. He's very worthwhile and a very, very nice chap too. He's giving out stickers afterwards.
Always good.
Yeah. Yes, so lots of very interesting.
So that's the cover feature
stuff.
and the lovely CD to go with it. So I think this is a great issue.
I'm I'm so excited about the Steve Reich thing and the look of it. It's a lovely issue.
Yes,
so,
it's nice.
Yeah, and there's loads of other stuff in it. We've got Jar Wobble.
Mr. Wob
in there. He's just done an album of cover versions of the more psychedelic Beatles tracks.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Working with his sons.
That's right. Yeah. Pretty wild. There's a picture of him leaning up against the Beatles statues in Liverpool. It's very good. Michael Brook is in it, which is great. We had the Michael Brook album Cobalt Blue, which is a lovely, lovely record.
I reviewed that for Melody Maker when it came out,
I love that record.
Yeah,
we sold quite a few of those from the shop. And that's really interesting interview with him, talking about how he came to London and sort of via Brian Eno and ended up meeting with 4AD and getting that album made. That's really interesting. Oh, and Laptop are in this issue.
Yeah.
Laptop, who of course is Jesse Hartman. I say of course. Jesse Hartman had a band called was it Sammy? I think sort of rock underground, sort of rocky indie rock sort of band in New York in the 90s. That kind of fell apart, and then he started this sort of electronic project called Laptop, which was so good. And then a cover version of End Credits, which is one of Laptop's best known tracks, turned up on the Doublespeak album, Vince Clarke and Neil Arthur and Benj.
Right. Yep.
So now Laptop are back.
Which, just to mention that issue, the Doublespeak issue, I think we've got like a tiny number left. So if you want a copy of that, you need to be pretty quick because they're all going to go very, very soon. Yeah, I think we're down to about 50 copies, perhaps less now.
I don't think it's even that anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So that's great. So very interesting interview there. Oh, we've got E.M. Arson.
Yes.
In this issue.
Norwich artist
who we've sort of signed to the Electronic Sound label. We're putting her first album out, which is really interesting because she works a lot with tape.
Yeah.
She makes field recordings and uses cassettes and sort of feeds these in. She's got, I think I described her as somewhere between William Basinski and the Cocteau Twins.
Right.
Kind of dream poppy.
Right, yeah.
But experimentally, avant-garde. It's
a great, very interesting stuff, and her live stuff is, when she performs live, is very, very good. She's great. I think she's very. I think somebody that I think we would hope would go on from here to doing, much bigger things than she has been doing. She's quite well known around Norwich. She does quite a lot, but she's increasingly doing stuff outside of here.
Yeah, and she was in London for a while. She worked for Sandra Rhodes.
She did,
and she was based in New York. So she's very kind of she's more from the fashion and art end of things, and she's a very unusual person to encounter. Yeah. And she looks amazing.
Yeah.
When we saw her play, she stood up at one point. She kind of had a laptop and she had a band and everything. And then at one point she just stood on her chair with a microphone, which is kind of what we aped in the image in the photos that we did. And she just looked like a Greek statue. Just like this.
Yeah, she's very striking.
Incredible.
Looking.
Yeah.
Her style that she's got is very unique.
So, and you can pre-order her album. It's coming out. Lead times of vinyl. I think it's going to probably be very end of September, early October when we actually get the product back. But if you order it via our shop, electronicsound.co.uk/shop, there's going to be a limited edition which comes with a photo. So each one is a separate photo that she took. A unique photo which she'll sign. So grab a copy of that. Yeah. That's going to be great. Tomorrow's collectible. Another new band called The Peace Race. Pop production heavyweights Jim Elliott and Pascal Gabriel find a new creative freedom as analogue synth pop duo. Pascal Gabriel did a lot of stuff back in the day with Rhythm King. He did, didn't he? He worked with S Express. That's right. And
Bomb the Bass.
Okay.
I think he may have worked with Baby Ford as well.
Okay.
Or maybe not. I'm not sure. But anyway, around that time when Acid House was kind of hitting and Rhythm King were doing a lot of the British end of that, Mark Moore was A&Ring for them.
Okay.
And that's how they got Bomb the Bass. And then, because I used to work for a magazine called The Buzz, which is a completely another story, really. But that was based in West London. And Mark Moore wrote reviews for us. And Mark used to come in, and he was DJing. He was quite a well-known DJ in London already at that point. And he was writing reviews for us, and he was wanting to write about house music, but he found it difficult because he found it difficult to play house music because nobody in London wanted house music. They wanted hip-hop. Right. They wanted breakbeats.
Right.
So, and he would come in and he would do these reviews of house music and stuff. And I remember him coming in one day and then we knew he was A&R. He was doing stuff for Rhythm King. And he came in one day and he said, I've got this track I've done. And I remember sitting at a table with him and him playing it to me and 3 or 4 others. And it was Theme from S Express. And he said, Rhythm King are going to put it out. And I was like, I said, that's a #1 record. I remember saying that. I don't think it did get to #1, did it? Or don't know, but...
Keep talking, I'll fact check that.
Yeah. Mark was one of the loveliest, but he still is. Lovely, lovely fella.
Theme from S Express, 1988.
88, yeah.
It's an acid house song by British dance.
Kind of wasn't that. It was a disco-y kind of acid. It was a very British kind of take on...
Yeah.
On house, in the same way that like Bomb the Bass was a very British take on hip hop in a weird kind of way.
UK singles #1.
Oh, was it? Okay.
My God, it was such a huge hit.
Thoroughly deserved. Great.
It was #1 in so many countries.
Was it?
Yeah.
Mark lived not far from the office, and I went. He had the house off on Harrow Road, which was where Rhythm King was, along with Mute Records. And Blast First, who we've talked about a couple of times.
And 4AD.
4AD were...
yeah, apparently.
Were they?
Michael Brook talks about it being based around the wrong end of Harrow Road.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And Mark Moore lived in some flats just up the road. And I remember going to his flat, a few times. But the first time I went there, and you went in through the door, and he just had... rows of vinyl records on the floor, like either side of the hall as you go in. Then you went into the front room and they're just rows and like these kind of lines of records.
Sounds like
I've never
house.
seen as many records at a time than at his house. It was amazing, his place.
Well,
anyway,
good stuff.
So
well, I think
So that's the issue. Other bits
Brilliant
and pieces
issue.
as well.
Do buy it. Pre-order the EM Arson album.
I'm just looking to see what else. Is there other things we've got on the cover that you've not mentioned? Martin Carr.
Oh yeah, Martin Carr.
Little Annie as well.
Oh, Little Annie, yeah. Who would have thought you would see Martin Carr off of the Boo Radleys?
Yeah.
Wake up, Boo, it's a beautiful morning. In Electronic Sound, doing electronic music. But here you go. Here we are. What a world we live in.
It's good, isn't it?
It is good. Yeah. All righty.
Cool.
We won't take a summer holiday. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks for listening and watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.